Today we're going to be addressing another hinderer of our people, another liar, another deceiver, and this time is Vocab Malone. That's what he liked to call himself, aka Mr. CIA Word Wizard, because somebody got to be paying his ass to do this shit. Erase them as a people is his agenda. They can't stand that you came together and did anything possible, and these Christian apologetics is trying to get you back in the church worshiping a false idol god, aka a Gentile. And so, a little bit about this dude that I know of, that I've been watching. I ain't watched him too long. I don't need to. He going to hell. And when you die, God is going to punish you with the most severest penalty for fucking with his people. 1 Peter 2:12, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, Hebrews, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers. So his thing is that we are not the real Hebrew Israelites spoken of in the Bible, in the scriptures. We are liars and identity thieves who latched ourselves onto, as they say, identity. We needy people, and we latched ourselves onto an identity, but it's not us. But you can't run that bullshit to me, because I already know y'all liars and y'all deceivers, and y'all changed our book. The book itself says so. So let's get into it. Psalms 83, number 3. They have taken crafty counsel, who? Gentiles have, against thy people. You know, we know Gentiles and what they look like. Thy people must look different from them. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. So he ain't by himself. They working together as a team. They are the Confederates against you. They what? Confederates against you. So you're already exposed, because the book is exposing you. Because you definitely ain't for us, you liar. You know. Who are the only nation of people cut off from being a nation. The whole nation kidnapped from their country and cut off from being a nation. Those are the so-called African Americans. They are the only people that was cut off from being a nation. There is no other nation cut off. Nobody else fits the description but us. And that's what you're going to find out today. You and your people don't fit the description at all. And we totally fit the description. Ask yourself a question. Why would so-called intelligent white businessmen travel over 5,000 miles to kidnap a certain people? Right? For slavery, when they could enslave the Indians or other nations nearby. How come they just couldn't roam down a little bit, 100, 200 miles to go find some people, or the Indians was right there on the land, working the land? How come they can't use them? Why did they have to go 5,000 miles to get you? Because they knew they were getting God's chosen people, a certain people, and they knew this was prophesied in the book. And they know they got a time limit to do this. Let's keep going. The book was infiltrated and changed. The reason why Vocab Malone do so well against the so-called Hebrew Israelite camps is because they don't want to say the book is infiltrated by them. So the liars put their lies in there, and all they doing is speaking the lies that the liars have told. And the liars is calling them on the lies because the liars know it's a lie. Think about that. Take a while. The book was infiltrated. Hebrews 7:12. The priesthood was changed. When did God change the priesthood? God made an everlasting covenant with his people. Why would he change the priesthood then? He didn't. They did. They grafted themselves in, these Gentiles. There is made a necessity, a change also to the law. Who can change God's words when God said don't add and subtract from his words? How can they make a change to the law? Because they devils. So we know that the priest that's changed to white now is not God's people. They are the synagogue of Satan, says the book. The book tells on them. It ain't. I'm not coming up with one word so far. The book is exposing you itself. And so no one can change the law. Malachi 3:6, God says, I never change. So why would he change the law and the priesthood? Why would he graft Gentiles into the fold? He did not. They did it themselves. Right? They infiltrated our book, and that's how they did it. Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. Who? The same people who changed the ordinance and broken the everlasting covenant by adding a new God and a new covenant and a New Testament. It can't be a New Testament when God don't change. Then why are they calling it the New Testament? Because that name is false. Is that what Jesus called it? No. Did he say he come in and preach a new covenant and a New Testament? No. He could not. I'll prove that. But not now. Another topic. But watch this. We had an everlasting covenant. Right? And we got everlasting salvation. We don't need a God of thunder. Ordinance definition, an authoritative order, a decree. So they want to change God's decrees and whitewash them, just like they want to whitewash you. Daniel 7:25. He will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people, and those are the Gentiles, and try to change the set times and the laws. Now they change the times, and they change the laws, and they change the ordinance, and they also change the people into them. It's right there. The priesthood is being changed. How's it going to be changed? If they was black back then, if they're white now, it's telling you that they wasn't white. Right? The ordinance was changed. The covenant was changed. The law was changed. And what they changed in the law? The times and the laws. I mean, they changed the dates. And what else? They changed the people. Maccabees, 1 Maccabees 3:48. And laid open the book of the law, where the heathen, the Gentile, had sought to paint the likeness of their image. So not only did they change the times and the laws, they changed the images and the people. It's right there. It ain't saying nothing else. You can't twist that to something else. It's straight up saying the heathen did it to replace our identity with theirs, so that we wouldn't know the time of our deliverance. So they said we was taken into slavery in 1619. We can't believe that, even though we use it and say, oh, we did 400 years. How do we know we did 400 years? How do anybody living today know we did 400 years in slavery and captivity? How do we know 1619 in August was the date? We don't know. And so we say so-called date. We don't know. We know that the time is close by the signs. And that's the only thing that we do know. So we can't trust the date. And we can't trust the time. We can't trust the law. But we can trust the signs of God. Right? Let's keep going. We got to know what to trust in the law. So why not attack the synagogue of Satan? Why not attack those white synagogue of Satan infiltrators? Why do you want to only come and attack black people? Vocab, Malone. That's over there pretending to be the real Jews living on Mount Moriah, calling it the Wailing Wall when you really in Palestine. and literally does not fit the description of the people of God in no way, shape, or form. Those infiltrators, those frauds over there, just like you are a fraud, you a liar, you a deceiver, you a devil. Y'all don't fit the description, and you can't make yourself fit the description. But we fit that description 100-fold. Why aren't you calling them on they lying ass shit? Why ain't you attacking them with their fake selves? Why attacking oppressed people who actually fit the description 100%? Luke 21:24 to show that they don't fit the description and we do. They shall fall by the edge of the sword. That means be taken down by the white man's weapons. And shall be led away captive into all the nations. They don't fit the description over there. So they ain't God's chosen people. They wasn't led away captive into all the nations. They cannot be God's chosen people, and we can. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, which is the day the dead arise out of the ground. Anybody see the dead walking around? Anybody see your grandparents and forefathers walking around from the dead? No. So the time of the Gentiles ain't up. So why is they over there? How come the Gentiles ain't dogging those people out over there? Because they fake ass damn Jewish people. They not even Jews. They frauds. They ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be Jews. Just like the South Africans ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be South Africans, and the people from Australia ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be Australians, and the people from America ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be Americans. You are the frauds, and well do y'all know that. And you, how dare you call God's chosen people frauds? You're going to get the severest penalty in hell. I guarantee you that. I'm not wishing nothing upon you. I know it's going to happen to you. Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So we know they changed the times and the dates and everything else in the law, right? Ain't this Deuteronomy, ain't this the law? So we know Egypt ain't the word. We know Israel is the word. Unless we were hiding in Egypt. Who get that? By way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there shall you be sold unto your enemies for bondsmen and bondswomen. And watch this. And no man shall buy you. I watch you, Vocab Malone, and you try to use different translations to fit your narrative. I watch you do that. You know. No man shall buy you, meaning that Gentiles are not men. They are what the name starts off with, Jinn. Keep going. God said to Abraham, know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, where they will be enslaved and oppressed for 400 years. Did any of those fake Jewish people, do they have any doctrines where they were enslaved for 400 years? We ain't talking about a little slap in the face in Germany. We're talking about enslaved for 400 years. But we do, huh? So you know we the people. We the ones who are smitten by the sword and oppressed by the Gentiles. We fit in that description 100%, Vocab Malone, and you know it. You dirty ass bastard. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send thee in hunger and thirst and nakedness on the bottom of that damn ship, asshole, naked, thirsty, and hungry, for 7 days to 2 weeks, right? However long it took for that passage. And then we was humiliated and put on an oxygen block, asshole naked. We fit that description. Was any of them synagogues of Satan over there? Were they naked somewhere on a slave ship? I don't think so, unless they was doing it for their own pleasure. And won't of all things, and he shall put yokes of iron upon thy neck. You know damn well nobody else fits this description but black people. He know it 100% for a fact. They can't stand for you to even be God's chosen people. They don't want you to have shit, black people, or be shit. No, you guys started off as our slaves, and that's all you is. Y'all been trying to be free, and y'all are crooked people. They want to paint you as evildoers, said God. That's all he want to do, until they have destroyed you, and they want to kill you. Joel 3:7. proving that we are the people and they ain't. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them. Who gonna raise us out the place? God himself. Did God raise any of that synagogue of Satan over there, them filth identity thieves? Did he raise them out of wherever they came from? No. The Gentiles helped them get over there, didn't they? The same Gentiles that was supposed to have them under the sword, right? You know they fake all the way around. Just like this Vocab Malone creep. You have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. And he gonna get you. For messing with his people, Vocab Malone, God is going to destroy you. I ain't saying that as a damn threat. I'm saying that as a promise because that's what the scriptures say. That is a promise. You're going to get destroyed in the worst way. Watch. He going to get you worse than he get anybody else for directly fucking with his people. Jeremiah 23:3. Then I myself will gather the remnant of my flock from all the lands where they have been banished. We've been banished from Israel. The only nation, a whole nation banished is us. And you know that, you scum. And I will return them to their pastors, where they will be fruitful and multiply. I myself will do that, says God. So God is coming, right? And he will lift his people out of this place and rain brimstones on their heads, right? That's what he's saying. Ezekiel 38:8. And this is after we return back to our land. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword. That's us. The sword is the Gentile sword, right? And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have always been a waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Is the synagogue of Satan over there dwelling safety? Or are they worried about Iran? They worried about the holy city of Mecca. They were worried about all of the Arabs that's surrounding them. Yeah, we know what's going on. Facts, you're not human. To be human is to be Hebrew, says the Bible. Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam. If he separated the sons of Adam, that means they ain't sons of Adam. You ain't human. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel who are human. And we're going to prove that these humans are black. No scriptures were ever given to Gentiles because they were doomed to the fire. Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the generations of Adam that was separated from the Gentiles in the day that God created man. So they ain't men. That's why no man will buy you in Deuteronomy. You'll be sold to your enemies. Your enemy is the devil. So it's telling you what they are and who you are. Romans 2:14. Indeed, Gentiles do not have God's divine law. Because what? It was only given to the generations of Adam. But y'all took our book and y'all infiltrated. Who is the heathens? It is Gentiles. And y'all infiltrated our book. Why? So we don't know the time, we don't know the date, and we don't know the hour of our return, our exodus, when God is going to lift us out. You want us to be blind, deaf, and dumb and in sin until then. And sorry, God then called us back. And he organized us worldwide, and y'all can't stand that organization. He assembled the black Hebrew Israelites worldwide, and you see the assembly, and you jealous of it, you turd. The book described the color of God's chosen people. Let's get into that vocab alone to show you that them people ain't us. And they couldn't possibly be us because they not even human. A human wouldn't dog out God's people like this. Songs of Solomon 1:5. I am black. That's what they can't stand. What the Songs of Solomon say? I'm black. And we know the book wasn't given to Gentiles. So the Gentiles ain't black. Oh, you daughters of Jerusalem. You know, Africa. You black in Jerusalem as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. What are the tents of Kedar? That's when a black man called Abraham slept with the black woman from Africa called Hagar and produced a very dark black child. And those descendants are dark people of Kedar. Solomon saying, I'm blacker than that. How in the hell did they leave black and come back white before the time? How in the hell is they over there and God didn't lift them out personally? They false. Because God said, I'm lifting them out personally. I'm coming back to receive my remnant. 1 Chronicles 1:29. These are their generations, the firstborn of Ishmael, Nebaioth, then Kedar, and Abedel, and Mibsam. And so watch this. Ishmael's kids are black, and they are Kedar. Who get that? So Abraham had black children. Two white people can't make no black. And you know that. Fake ass Malone. Song of Solomon 1:6. Look not upon me because I'm black, because the sun has looked upon me. The sun. Watch this. Job 30:30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with the heat, because the sun has looked upon me. My skin is black, says the prophets. Ain't no motherfucking way not one Hebrew Israelite can be white. Not one, unless you bred out some type of way. And they didn't breed out. What's the history of them breeding out from black and turning white? There is none, because they fake. They the synagogue of Satan. What it means, they the church of the devil. Lamentations 5:10. Our skin was black like an olive because of the terrible famine. Name me one famine that turned white people black. Lamentations 4:8. Now their appearance is blacker than coal. Talking about the sons of Zion. Start up at the top of the page. It's talking about the sons of Zion. Their appearance is blacker than coal. Lamentations. Their skin was black. Job, my skin is black. Solomon, I'm black. So you know you ain't fucking with the average motherfucker, huh? Revelations 1:15 talking about Jesus. His feet were like polished bronze refined in a furnace. What do you mean? His feet look like bronze burned in a furnace. Bronze is what? A dark brown, right? And if you put that in the furnace, it gets darker. The goats are the people with straight hair. The sheep are the people with woolly hair. And that's why the goats is to the left and the sheeps are to the right. It ain't talking about literal goats and sheep. It's talking about people with straight hair versus people with nappy hair. Daniel 7:9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. The Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. That ain't how your hair is. That's how our hair is. Revelations 1:14. His head and his hairs were like white like wool. The key thing is wool. Sheep. Numbers 6:5. All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled in which he separated himself until the Lord. He shall be holy and shall let the locks, which is dreadlocks, of his hair grow on his head. And so, if black people with woolly hair, these are God's people, and those black people were taken on slave ships and put into captivity for 400 years. And those black people had chains around their neck, ropes too. And those black people going to be under the sword of the Gentile to the end of time, meaning oppressed by the Gentile and murdered by the Gentile and to the end of time. And then God is going to lift them black people with woolly hair out. And so what does it say about you, Vocab Malone? You a lying ass sack of fucking shit. And you can take your fucking testimony and shove it up your ass. This is Rap the News.